Dr. Hooley. It's Ed. I'm here for my 12:30 meeting. It's 12:27. Is that okay?
Yes, Ed, that is quite all right. Why don't you come in and make yourself relaxed? I kept that CD you brought in from last time. That really helped both your self-confidence and your happiness levels. I am sexy and I know it. That was the name, right?
Yay, LMFAO.
Ah, yes. So tell me about how you're doing.
You know, I was thinking yesterday, I've never really felt feelings for a woman, other than my mother. I mean, think about it. She cooks my dinner every night. She tells me, I love you, and from what I've heard she used to clean me all the time. She hardly ever stopped paying attention to me.
So what exactly are you saying?
Well, I certainly don't want you thinking of me as some sort of pervert, because that's definitely not what I'm trying to say. I've read that how I feel is not that rare.
That is true for adolescent children, Ed. But it isn't common when you're almost 26. Ed, you still live at home. Every woman you meet is tacitly expected to perform those duties. You are essentially unemployed and you absolutely despise your father.
Unemployed? You know, just the same as I do, doctor, that the world just would not flow right without having toilet attendants. And what's not to hate? He's always so needy. Always saying things like, come here, honey, or hey, Ed, I talked to my boss about this really good job. You could make enough money to finally live on your own.
What you're telling me is that you hate him because he is married to your mom? Neglecting the fact that he is indeed your father. Is that right?
Well, if you put it that way, then yes.
I know that being in a psychiatrist's office is not wholesomely reassuring. But I do assure you that I can help. Today is going to be about the problems you've been having with your mom and dad. It's a thing called the Oedipus complex.
Oedipus? I already went before we met.
What?
You said Ed is the piss, but I already went before we met.
Never mind, Ed. What I'm talking about is a psychological term coined by the great Sigmund Freud. And if you're thinking of making some sort of joke about him, do not. He was one of the greatest psychoanalysts to live, in Germany.
I'm saved.
No, Ed, you aren't saved yet. But that is why I'm here. To listen.
Right. Well, this problem is really getting on my nerves. I can hardly sleep. I find myself thinking about my mom more than I would like, and my dad, when he's home, is like Melville's maritime narrations.
You're referring to Ahab and the fabled white whale?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. My mom told me to say things like that so I don't always sound the way I look.
Ed, I'm worried about the path you seem to be wandering down. The only good that can come out of this situation is, well, no good at all. Many psychoanalysts, especially the one I was telling you about earlier, Freud, would be very intrigued by such a situation. Your feelings are the result of a childhood occurrence. Perhaps your sexuality and the feelings you associate it with were misconstrued toward your mother at a point in your life.
Doc, let me assure you. Actually, I'm not certain that I can, but I do know that if I were to marry any other woman, I would want them to be as similar to my mom as possible. So what's the difference?
Ed, you cannot marry your mother. Session after session I have told you this. It's simply taboo. Freud says, the efflorescence of infantile sex life is, by reason of the irreconcilability of its wishes with reality and the inadequacy of the childhood stage of development reached, destined to pass away.
My sex life is far from infantile.
What it means, Ed, is that because you are unable to release your sexual feelings as a child, such things passed away. I think that because of this you focused on gaining your mom's attention. And it worked. It worked so well that when these feelings came back again, your mother was such a pivotal part of your life, that your emerging sexuality latched onto her. This is nothing to fear, Ed. What I recommend is that you, little by little, detach yourself from your mother and try to find somewhere else to live so that she is not so present in your life. That marks the end of our session, Ed. I want you to really take heed to what we have talked about today. I will talk to your mom about what she can do as well.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Hooley. I will start my transformation immediately.
Goodbye, Ed. See you next week?
Yes, of course. Mom, I'm walking home. And I don't need any more wet ones. I am no longer your little boy. No, no, I'm walking home. Don't expect me for dinner.